Welcome back. In this video, we're gonna find out if all the hype around the Falcon King is justified. I'm Sherlock Hohms, and on this channel I do reviews like this, build tutorials, live streams, vlogs, all kinds of cool stuff, so if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I'm going to be giving away a ton of these, like Horizon sent a shitload of them, and so if you want to get involved in the giveaway, links for that and where you can find this will be in the description, but it's all going to be through my website because YouTube changed their policies. I'm trying to figure it all out, and guys, bear with me, I am really sick and struggling through this, so please bear with me. But yeah, let's jump into the Falcon King. Unless you're new around here, you're probably aware that the original Falcon and the Mesh Pro are by far my two favorite sub-ohm tanks, and for great reason. They are absolutely fantastic. So when they announced the Falcon King, I was unbelievably excited, because depending on who you ask, either the Falcon tank or the Mesh Pro is the best. I'm in the camp of the Mesh Pro is better than the Falcon, so let's find out if the Falcon King can knock the Mesh Pro off the throne. And starting with basics, we have a million colorways. Well, not really a million, but probably like 9 or 10. I've got black on here. The matte black is fucking awesome looking, and probably the only other one I'm keeping. I'm gonna give away the rest. I do have another matte black that I might keep, I might give away, I don't know, it looks so cool. But then they've got all kinds of different metallic colors, your plain silver, a bunch of different colors. And aesthetically, I mean, it's okay, it's just really tall, like really tall. And to be specific, it is, yeah, 60 millimeters tall. And so the drip tip really kind of adds to that length, and I think that could have been much shorter with like a DHT chop, her really small ones. I think it would look way better. It just doesn't need to be that big, but it is 810, and they're acrylic, and they're all different, and they look really cool. I just think it could be smaller in general. Now we have about a little over 26 at the base, and then with the tank, it's the bubble tank, it's 28, and it does come with an extra. And then one of my favorite things about this whole thing is it does come with 2 bubble glasses, which is great, but it also comes with 2 coils. So we have a lot of value with this tank, and they're asking around 35 to 40 online, so you'd probably pay more in a retail shop, but that's a really great price for what you get with the 2 coils and the extra glass and everything. And it looks very much like the original Falcon, like it's in that same vein. It has the same sort of cutout and design, like the knurling around it, and everything's placed pretty much the same. There are a couple of new things that we'll get into here in a minute, but it does take all of the original Falcon coils, which is a major plus, and I hope they keep running with that theme. You can find the coils really relatively cheaply priced, around $10 to $15 for a 3-pack, depending on what type you're gonna get. And these come installed with the double mesh coils, and these are the new coils. So these have bamboo fiber and cotton as the wicking material, and it looks pretty much the same, but I have no reason to doubt them that it's not bamboo, and I really do like the performance of these, but we'll talk more in depth about that in just a minute. The airflow is very much the same, it looks the same, it feels the same. I would like to see this AFC a little bit tighter. That's not to say it moves when I don't want it to, because it doesn't. We have the same kind of styling on the airflow, but we have 3 holes now going around the bottom, and this thing will let in a ton of air. Here's wide open. Not as much air as, say, like the Mesh Pro, but definitely still way too much for me. I end up turning it down about halfway, and that's where I really like it, for really dense, warm, flavorful vapor. Amazing flavor on this thing. With this bubble glass, with this configuration, now depending on the coil, this may change slightly. Probably not enough to really notice, but we have 6 mils of capacity in here, And good thing too, because with these kind of coils and the way this thing drinks juice, you're gonna need every drop of capacity that you could get. I was just talking with my buddy Colin about this the other night, and we were saying how we'd love like a massive bubble glass to have like a 30 mil capacity. So if somebody comes up with that, or if there's one on the market, let me know in the comments. But then moving up to my favorite new aspect of this tank, the amazing fill system. This has got to be by far the best fill system that I've seen, but I do have a caveat with this. But it's super simple. There's a button here on the front, so no pushing, no twisting, no turning, no nothing. All you have to do is press the button and it swings right open. Now you definitely want to make sure your finger's not on the other side. You want to make sure everything's clear and just pop the button or push the button and pop, it goes right open, and then you're good to fill it up. Now that one caveat that I mentioned is that the gap there and with this coil and the way that the chimney goes, it backs up on me quite a bit. Like, not when it's all the way full, when I'm just filling, it'll be like halfway through and it'll get clogged up and then the juice comes out, so I've got to pay, and it happens almost every time, so I've got to pay a lot of attention when I'm filling this. But with, you know, it's something you get used to, but it still happens to me all the time. So that's like my one and only con about this whole thing, that and it being really, really tall. That's pretty much it. I haven't had any leaking from this system. It's been very solid. It hasn't opened accidentally at all. Like, it requires some decent force on that button to engage the mechanism. And I'm just a really big fan of this fill system. I think this should be standard for everything. I love it. I do have to say, the drip tip being so tall definitely annoys me. It feels nice, there's a good amount of airflow, the performance is fantastic, and let's really jump into that performance, because just like the original Falcon, it's as close as to a rebuildable as you're gonna get with the sub-ohm tank. And that's kind of indisputable at this point. Like, it is fucking amazing. These double and triple coils are just unbelievable. The flavor and the density is just top notch. Now, is it enough to unseat the Mesh Pro as my favorite? The performance, I still like the flavor better on the Mesh Pro, but with the addition of this fill system, I end up reaching for this over the Mesh Pro now. It's just extremely well built. The colorways are great. You can match it to anything. The value is fantastic. The coils are now plentiful. You can find them. They're not sold out all the time. And for $35, $40, cheap enough to just go ahead and pick it up, I highly doubt that you'll be disappointed. I mean, I love this tank. The all-new SherlockHohms.com is up. It's not official yet. Checkout has not been enabled, but pretty soon everything will be available. Coils, cotton, merch, you can get t-shirts, all kinds of cool stuff, and I will have all the links to product information, all my videos, my photography, everything will be there, so it's going to be the one-stop shop for everything Sherlock Holmes. And the link will be in the description if you want to check that out. And you can follow me on Instagram at Sherlock Holmes. And if you like this video, make sure you like that smash button, get subscribed, press the bell if you want to be notified when I post new content. Thank you so much for watching and enduring my nasally sickness during this video. I'm Sherlock Holmes, and I will see you in the next one.